Like the fabled island of Atlantis that quickly disappeared into the ocean, Crown Point residents saw their link over Lake Champlain vanish from sight in minutes after a lifetime of presence right before their eyes. What followed brought misfortune for hundreds of workers crossing the bridge daily. They now had to find a new passage to work. For some, it meant an extra 2 hours of travel each way to get to their jobs. It added up to a very long day for many before they got home at night.
Never would have, could have ever dreamt something like that would happen, but it's a structure, so it's inevitable that someday it has to happen. It just been there so long and waiting for the new one to get brought in that to see the old one gone was kind of heartbreaking, but we're excited the new one's in place, and it's a beautiful bridge.
St. Pierre's business was less than a mile from the bridge. Traffic passing his business dwindled to a near standstill, so did his income. But the longtime resident, like others, hung on and survived. Barely, he said. A free ferry service was established and relieved traffic problems for many, but not all.
Certainly has made life easier for, thousands of people. A lot of people, my constituents, it's certainly made their life easier because when that bridge was closed in the beginning, prior to the ferry service, that impacted everything from daycare to healthcare, people being able to get to their employment. We have a number of people that work in the state of Vermont. After the ferries opened, that alleviated some of the problem, but you still had lines waiting for the ferries. And I know, talking to some of the local businesses, they still haven't recovered completely from that closure of the bridge.
The new bridge is safely in place and traffic is freely flowing over it. Not once did the residents think here that their old bridge would ever let them down.
They're in love with it. Yes, everybody loves the bridge now. Yeah. A lot of people go there. They walk all over the bridge back and forth and enjoy the view and the weather there.
They never thought about the bridge affecting them as much as it did?
No, just took it for granted that they had a bridge there. They're happy with it.
The old structure was built in 1929 and was not wide enough to accommodate today's vehicles. The amount of truck traffic has increased many-fold, and the loads carried are more than the original design called for. Despite the new bridge solving most of the travelers' problems, the structure has some of its own. While the design of the bridge is praised and can be admired even at night as lighting outlines the graceful arches, but some are claiming light pollution and want less of it. Shoreline communities like the lighted bridge view and want it to stay. The 2 years of construction and tribulation has given everyone here plenty to reflect on.
It was government at its worst and government at its best because, the government, we allowed the bridge to deteriorate to the point where they had to take these drastic measures. But then once that happened, government came through and, within a 2-year time period, replaced that bridge. To build that new bridge today, you'd probably been 10 years trying to get the permits to do it, and probably 20 years trying to find a compromise to keep all the different groups that were involved in it happy. So I guess looking back on everything that transpired, it probably was for the better.
For Mountain Lake Journal, I'm Jack LaDuke in Crown Point.